empty stomach but without physical food. So I am drinking my calories. After cardio, then we're on to breakfast. And breakfast usually consists of the same thing. So which is all on here. So about 6 to 7 eggs, egg whites. I know it's waste not to use the yolk, but because my diet's usually low fat, so I just have egg whites. My flatmate actually takes the yolks and makes them into pancakes, so don't worry, I don't waste them. I usually have about 200 grams. This is butter beans, but I actually have mixed beans, so butter beans or kidney beans, any type of beans. Again, it is good in carb. It has got carbs in it, obviously, but it's great for fiber intake as well. Make sure you get the one without sugar in them. So this is just water, no sugar. Maybe there's a little bit of salt, but that's fine. Tin of tuna. I usually have the whole tin of tuna as well. And this disgusting looking thing is carrot and swede. It's just mashed together. And a lot of you probably know I hate vegetables, but the one vegetable I can eat loads of is spinach. So this is about, what, 250 grams, but I can eat like up to a kilo of spinach in a day. Low in carbs, full of vitamin A actually, a little bit of iron. It's a great filler, so if you're on a very, very low carb, so usually when I have breakfast it's quite low in carbs. I put tons of veggies in my scramble, but usually I use spinach. I used to eat loads of broccoli. Broccoli's great, but I got sick of broccoli, so now I just mostly eat spinach. And I drink a lot, and when I say a lot, I drink a lot of tea. Not green tea, I actually take the capsules, but I drink a lot of mint tea and lemon in the mornings. That's part of my routine. The supplements I take in the morning actually, which over here, I actually know them. It looks like a lot. I know it's a mess, but these are fish oil and black seed oil, charcoal, vitamin D, CQ enzymes, alpha, multivitamins, ALA, and ZMA. And this little one look here is peppermint oil. A lot of people wonder why I take a lot of peppermint tea and oil. It's just good for digestion, it's good for your stomach, especially if you have IBS, it's great for your stomach. If you're bloated a lot, peppermint oil, peppermint tea is great to reduce in that as well. So yeah, that's pretty much my morning meal routine down to, don't forget this, everyone should have this. If this is in your cupboards, in your larder, whatever, get one. Sriracha sauce is also, use them sparingly because there's some sugar in it, but I can't live without this. I put this on everything. And so we're on to my main meals. I've just clumped them all together, as you can see on here. I'll explain why they all look strange. We'll start with this weird looking box. I know it's messed up, but the way I was raised, because I'm Nigerian, my mum always had a box of spices, and that's pretty much what I've done. And literally all the spices you can think of, turmeric, paprika, tandoori, mixed herbs, all-purpose seasoning, curry powder, nutmeg. I have cinnamon somewhere. And this is literally how I flavor every single one of my foods. All these are individual spices because I know I like to mix it up. And there's no salt, except in the all-purpose seasoning, obviously. So of all the individual spices, there's no salt mixed in, there's no sugar. It's just pure spice. Because I like spicy food. I'm Nigerian, I can't eat with just salt and pepper. And usually, throughout the day, I would have, another thing actually I should explain is I don't, unlike before, have to prep my meals in 6 Tupperware anymore, because I'm lucky enough I do still personal train, but I don't do that as much, so I get to be home, I work from home a lot, so I can make my meals when I need to, just make them on the day. So I'd rather not make them 3 days ahead. I don't do that. But I do with the chicken. This is chicken breast. I know it looks really weird, but I marinate this the day before. And this is just a mixture of all-purpose seasoning, chili, different spices. I'm gonna start doing a cooking video because some of you have asked actually, so I will do that and explain how I cook my food. I have about 400 grams of mince as well. This is 5% lean mince to keep it fairly lean. And I usually fry my foods in coconut oil. Make sure it's organic coconut oil. You can get these from My Protein. They're really useful. Rice, I have about 400 to 500 grams of rice, and I have these before, usually in the afternoon, before my workout and after. This, again, I made myself, and I know it looks like I've bought this from a packet. I made myself. It's literally just cooked with stock, chicken stock, put a little bit of turmeric and mixed herbs. Again, you know, I will start showing people how to do this. It's not that hard to make, and it makes your rice more interesting, because I love rice. I mean, it's a stereotype because I'm a black man, but I love rice. Good. I started to eat more plantains because I could find them. A lot of people have been wondering about them. Plantains are like banana. They're just as sweet as banana, but not as sweet. So you can cook these. You can fry them, boil them, grill them. They taste. You can even have them like mashed potatoes. I have more of these, and I still have sweet potatoes. What I do with these is I don't boil them. I actually just chop them up and put them in the oven. But what I tend to do is on high carb days I would have mostly rice and maybe some plantain. But on low carb days I tend to stick to sweet potatoes and a little bit of plantain, and I don't have any rice whatsoever. And that's how I tend to mix it. But I'm just showing you guys pretty much my carb sources for when I'm cutting. The difference is, I know you're asking, is when I'm bulking? Well, if I'm bulking, this rice will probably be about 1 kilo, and there'll probably be about 5 plantains and a heck of a lot more sweet potatoes. So this is like a really reduced amount in terms of portions. I'm not counting calories yet, and I know a lot of you are probably wondering where are the calories, but I'm not counting macros, sorry, and calories just yet. So I like to start my cut very early on in the year. Take my time, so I reduce my portions a little bit. Like I said, I'll have twice as much if I was bulking. I've just cut it by half, and then start counting macros and just slowly go into a cut, rather than a lot of people just start with probably eating about 5,000 calories and drop straight to 2,000, and their bodies gets a huge shock, and I hate doing that. So I'm taking my time with this cut. And in terms of vegetables, you guys know again, not a big fan of vegetables, but I like to cabbage and carrots. I actually also have peas, sweet corn, and green beans. I've run out. I thought I got some, but I ran out, so I'm gonna buy some. I like to make my mince in passata, so I usually put a little bit of passata in my mince, or even when I make the chicken, again, just add it into your macros. A lot of people are scared to do that. Yes, it's got some carbs, but it's gonna make your food taste so much better. Get an organic one. Make sure they don't put sugar in it. Just track it. Just like 200 grams of passata in your mince. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Italians. Another thing I like to use is Frank's Red Hot Sauce. These are awesome. I love chili. Again, being Nigerian, we put chili in everything. Actually, fun fact is, when we were kids, my dad used to have his food separately because he used to have so much chili that used to burn the roof of your mouth. So we would have mild chili into him, and then he would literally have chili that can, I'm pretty sure, kill a normal person. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, don't forget water. I drink up to 5 liters of water because I drink a lot of tea throughout the day. I drink about 2 bottles of these. This is sparkling because I have a trick, which is kind of a neat trick. Give me 1 second. Let me get that.
Behind the scenes.
I like to put this, yes, it's going to have sweetener in it, but I put a little bit of diluted, concentrated apple into this when it's sparkling, and it literally tastes like you're drinking, I don't know, apple, fizzy apple drink. Or I squeeze some lemon into them. It feels like you're drinking lemon and lime. It feels like you're drinking Sprite. It's just to make it more interesting, because I don't drink soft drinks. I don't drink Coke. I don't drink even Coke Zero. I don't drink any of that. So this is another way to make me drink a lot more water. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I do. Like, if you notice that I eat mostly chicken breast now, and I usually when I'm bulking, if you've watched my shopping video, I eat the darker miso on the bone, which is high in fat. But when I'm cutting, I tend to take that off and just stick with chicken breast, lean cuts of meat. Or you can go for gamey meats, so venison, rabbit, but that's pretty controversial. But yeah, so yeah, I tend to stick to leaner cut of meats, keep my carbohydrates simple, and as much veg. With these, they're so low carbs. This is another tip, because the carbs are really low in these. You can probably eat about 3 bags of these. That's what's so great about them. If you want to feel full when you're cutting, because your macros and calories will drop, like mine does. Eventually, I would eat probably about 2 bags of these and a kilo of spinach. So yeah, that's my main meal. So we're gonna do pre-workout and post-workout. Very simple. Use caffeine again, because I don't drink coffee. Essential amino acids, I take about 7 of these, the pills. This weird concoction over here is my pre from my protein, Impact Pump Blend, citrulline malate, creatine monohydrate, CreaPure, so I take about 5 grams of creatine, taurine, beta-alanine, and nitro extreme, which is just L-arginine. So that's all in there. And then I love these. These are Kellogg's Blueberry Rice Cakes. I have about 3 of these pre-workout. I absolutely love it. And then a cheaper version of Nutella, which I just spread onto the rice cakes. I say sometimes, but then sometimes I end up using a spoon and eating right out the jar. But this I cut out when I'm deep into my cutting. So if I've got 8 weeks left of my cut, I start to take out the Nutella and just have the rice cake before training. And then post-workout, I have this sad little Kipling cake here. So a lot of people have maltodextrin or Vitargo. I just have cake. Because I always, even with my clients, I say the best time to have a little bit of something you like is pre and post-workout, especially post-workout. So either you have some Haribos, high GI carbs, so I have some Haribos when I have them, or I just have Mr. Kipling's tiny small sad cake. It's about 20 grams of carbs in that actually. So yeah, that's my pre and post workout. That's all my meals for the day. One thing I should mention is when towards the evening, so late evening, I usually would stick to just protein and veggies. So maybe some chicken breast and a load of vegetables. I have most of my carbohydrates during the day, and I try and keep a low carb, high protein, lots of veggies at night in the evenings. I don't eat a lot of fish, you probably noticed, but I do on the, probably once a week I have salmon for dinner. I didn't put that there, but usually, sometimes I even have salmon for breakfast. So that's another thing that I forgot to add with my main meals. So before bed, I have this ritual that I always do before bed. So before bed, I have chamomile tea, oat biscuits, and protein clusters. If you guys haven't had these before from My Protein, you should try them out. Anyone who's had them gets addicted to them. I've run out, so I've just got an expert, but I ran out last night. I need to order some more of that. These are really good. I'm very macro friendly as well, actually. And I drink 1 melatonin before bed, because it just helps me sleep. And yeah, these are ginger oat cakes, actually. They're really good. These are lower sugar versions, but they actually still taste really good. And they're about 30 grams of carbs in them. So just be careful of that, actually, because they are still high in carbs. So yeah, and chamomile tea is to help you sleep. Because again, remember, I drink a lot of tea. So yeah, that's my nighttime routine. I put as much as possible. The reason I've done this video today is to just show you in general what I tend to eat when I'm cutting. And hopefully, the idea is to do, now that I've got a new camera, I can do vlogs, show you guys how I go through every day and what I eat. But this video was more to give you an idea of what I do, my routine, and what kind of meals I've cut out and left in, and so on and so forth. Hope you guys found it useful, and any, again, questions, leave a comment, right? You know, leave feedback. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up. I have weird thumbs on it. And hopefully more videos to come. And thank you for watching. See you guys later.